Okay, so fresh off of Edgar Berlanga getting absolutely dominated by Hamzah Sheeraz, there's talk around should Edgar Berlanga retire. Now, in all honesty, he probably should. You know, he got two big paydays against Canelo and Sheeraz, got outboxed by Canelo and then stopped by Sheeraz. You know, he's probably made more than enough money to never need to sort of box again, right? Or never need to work again in any meaningful way. Those paydays probably set him for life, right? But it's boxing, and guys will always come back for more, right? Guys will always come back for more. And as long as there's still the perspective, still big paydays. Now, relative speaking, they won't be as big. Of course they won't be now. But still, you know, you're not going to be turning your nose up at this sort of money. So if he was to fight other big names in the super middleweight division, your Jamal Charlos, that would be a pretty big payday, I'd imagine, because both guys would really sell that fight, and commercially I can see that doing pretty good. But he doesn't beat Charlo. Then you see the smaller fights like a Resendis or a Plant. He doesn't beat those guys. I guess maybe a Plant, if you're looking at Plant maybe as a guy who's really lost a step and is there to be hit, and Berlanga's still going to be a big puncher. But I don't see Berlanga having the IQ to be able to pin down and unload on a fighter like Caleb Plant, because that's really what it's going to take. Of course, we know Berlanga's a puncher, and he's got a ton of first round knockouts. He's clearly got power, but he's never stopped anyone, you know, with a big name. The only big names he's fought is Canelo and Sheeraz, and those are his two losses. So could he be a one-hitter quitter against Caleb Plant? Could he put him to sleep? Maybe. But I sort of doubt it. And then if it's just purely a matter of boxing, then Caleb Plant outboxes Berlanga 7 days a week, right? Resendis proved to be very tough, very durable, and it basically seems like a slightly better technical version of Berlanga. Probably not got as much power, not as big of a puncher, and has been beaten before, but is, you know, currently I think he's an interim world champion, or he's got a belt, because when he beat Caleb Plant, I think. Don't quote me though. Or is near a world title shot. You know, he's right at that fringe level if you're beating Caleb Plant, right? But yeah, Resendis is a bad matchup for Berlanga. To be honest, the next biggest fight he could get is a Charlo, but I don't know why Charlo would want to fight him. You know, Berlanga's coming off a bad loss against Hamzah Sheeraz. I mean, I guess it's sort of a keep busy fight, and that's almost what super middleweight is. It's just, you all have top contenders just taking keep busy fights until Canelo's available again. But if it's looking like they do Crawford v Canelo, then Canelo v Sheeraz, then that's going to be a year where Resendis doesn't get a title shot against Canelo, Charlo doesn't get a title shot against Canelo, and those are two of the main contenders at super middleweight at the moment. So it's an interesting division, and to be fair, of course, even though Berlanga's lost to Sheeraz, the super middleweight division is not very deep. Berlanga could, I mean, he probably will still remain in the top 10. If he can get a couple of wins against some more nobodies, in a few fights, he could probably get himself a Plant or a Resendis or Charlo fight. There's no reason why he wouldn't be able to, because the division's that small. And there's not really any major prospects coming up, apart from, I think his name's Callum Simpson, who just won the European title. So you've got him coming up. But other than him, who else is there, right? So to answer the question, Edgar Berlanga probably should retire. He won't retire because there's still a number of big paydays there for him. But yeah, be curious to know what you guys think. What's next for Edgar Berlanga after that loss to Hamzah Sheeraz? Be curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. So yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.